Dad's Army. I've seen so much negative reaction to the Arsenal game the weekend. Sorry, not the weekend, on Monday night against Palace at Selhurst Park. Only a 1-0 victory, and you know, the unfortunate scenario when Tommy Arsenal gets a second yellow card sort of made Arsenal change their tactics and sit and let Palace have the ball and say, come and have a pop at us if you think you're harder than that or whatever, you know. And the starting line-up with Partey on the graphics and the team sheet being looking like he's starting as a right back, but he wasn't. He was in, like, I mean, it confused me a little bit on the last couple of games as well, because he's done that last week against Forest as well. But he was playing on the right hand side, but inverted into the midfield a lot, and there was more of a back three, really, with Ben White and Saliba in the central positions. The back two, really, I've got to say, because Tommy Arsenal was also sort of inverting as well before he got sent off. So it was more like just having a two solid centre back and like a big, highly packed like sort of midfield there. But when Tommy Arsenal was sent off, the tactics did change slightly, and I've seen loads of negativity about it, and the reason why Gabriel Magalhaes was again not starting, dropped to the bench for the second game in a row. People were saying it's certain people were saying it's because of Arteta wanting to shoehorn Kai Havertz into the side because he spent so much money on him. He's got to prove a point and all that shit. Nothing about a possibility that Gabriel's had a little knock. And I know there's this rumour about him going to Saudi, but I'm not so sure about him going to Saudi. I believe that he's probably had a little knock, you know. And with the natural left-footed left back not in the team, you know, because Tommy Arsenal was a right-footed defender, and he was playing at left back. Zinchenko's still not fit, out of favour Tierney, and Timber. I think Timber's right-footed as well, but you see how well he played in that pre-season. With them all out, you know, I think it was it's more tactical than what you believe in, and Gabriel's probably had a little knock. I was disappointed not to see him start the best centre-back pairing in the Premier League, I thought, last season, Saliba and Gabriel, but no, that's not happened in the first two games. But we won both games still, you know. Arsenal still won both games, so it's not the end of the world, and I can understand that people are a little bit concerned about the performances because they've not been great. But you know, I think it's last season there wasn't really a plan B, and I think he's trying something different. In the early part of the season, hopefully he is anyway, trying something a little bit different in the early part of the season, just so we can they can get used to this, and you know, going forward when we get our momentum going like how it was last year, there'll be something different. And there are still concerns over the striking situation with Eddie Nketiah, although he won the penalty, and he did run his arse off, and he did play. He was half decent. And the first shot that hit the post was a little bit unlucky, but the second one, man, you bury that. A nice through ball from Declan Rice, and he dinks it, and it goes over the bar. Tries to dink it over the keeper and show off. You don't do that. You don't do that in a game like this. All you do is you bury it. You just put your foot through it and you bury it into low and hard into the corner, and you score. You don't try and dink the keeper and be flash and try and show off a little bit. You know what I mean? So I can understand people's reservations, but I honestly believe that Arsenal are going to be a different animal this season. They're starting off slow. Now, if Man City done it, it'd be a Pep masterclass. It would be a Pep masterclass, and you know it's true. You know it would. So, stop whining and stop moaning. We're winning games. And try not to be too negative. I'm talking to particular fans on YouTube that are, that are slandering Arteta, slandering the club. They don't really love the club. You don't love the club. If you love the club, it's thick and thin, mate. It's thick and thin. You got to. I know you want the standards are up here and all that bullshit. Yeah, everyone's standards are up there. Everyone's are. You're not the only one. You're calling everyone's muppets and calling everyone that you're getting mind effed into Arteta's narrative, and you know you're getting like you like the sheep and all that. We want change. We want different. Who are you gonna get, mate? Who are you gonna get? Well, get another manager and then start all this process all over again with the players that new manager wants? No, mate. Can't do that. Can't just want everyone sacked all the time. Sack him. You can't just do that. Can't sack him. How can you sack him? We finished runner up last season. We was top of the league for 90% of the season. All right, we capitulated, but you can't. The first 2 games. Come on, man. Listen, you got to be sensible about this. You can't just. You upset the apple cart. Players have gone to the club because of our manager, and I didn't want him. I didn't want him. You've seen me say this before. I didn't want him, but nah, you got to support him. You've got to support him. You've got to support the club. What's right for the club is to keep behind them. Keep behind them. Don't send the message out there that they're no good, you're crap, you're playing shit, this, that. Get behind your team. Football Dad's Army out. Comment your comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon.